Sweet. We can jump right into it. How are you doing? How's your day? Where are you right now?
Montreal. I have been good. It's quite sunny outside, but very cold. So I'm happy to be inside and just kind of just look at the weather from the comfort of warm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so nice. Yeah, it's pretty much the same here. I am so jealous of you for so many reasons. One of them being that you were there to witness this whole Canadian heritage moment that we had the other night with Mark Carney and Hudson Williams. How was it being
Yeah,
right there?
it was very surreal. It was really funny telling all my friends. They were like, "Where are you in the world right now?" I was like, "I'm actually in Ottawa about to meet the Prime Minister." And everyone was like, "How can you drop that in the chat so casually?" Which is ironically how it felt, like so casual. I mean, obviously, like the logistics behind it. I mean, there's so much security and there's so many people, and it's like a big deal. But he was so down to earth, and to just see him and Hudson like hug on the carpet and the things that he said afterwards in press, and the way that he's just been like supporting the show is just, yeah, I somehow cannot picture Mark Carney on his couch just watching me in the scene. It's very bizarre. Still trying to
Yeah,
wrap my head around it.
I can imagine being a part of Heated Rivalry, and we'll get into all of the things that you're doing. But for that in particular, I can imagine that's just been such a whirlwind. So that's a perfect example of that. The Prime Minister sitting down and watching you on TV.
Him and all of the actors that like I admire. I have Hudson telling me we chat a lot and he will just text me being like, "Oh, I sat down with this director and he loves the show." And like Michelle Williams called me and Gracie Abrams called me and I'm like, "What do you mean? I listen to Gracie Abrams every day in my car. Like, what do you mean she's seen my face on her TV?" Like, it's very surreal.
That's so crazy. Who would be that ultimate person to slide into your DMs that would give you the same reaction as maybe Michelle Williams for Hudson?
I mean, I think Michelle Williams has always been, yeah, her or like Carrie Mulligan.
Mhm.
If Greta Gerwig watched it, I think I would shit my pants. Maybe she
Yeah.
has watched it. Yeah.
Let's make it happen. Let's start like a campaign. Let's get you in the next Greta Gerwig film, and let's start manifesting. I love that. I also love that you're doing your part for Canada and making Canada a little bit gayer as well with Whistle. So congratulations on that. Um,
Thank
take
you.
me take me into that role. How did you prepare for this one? How did you deal with the character?
I mean, it was a fun one to be a part of. I loved just how committed and passionate Corin was from the get-go. I remember our first Zoom and in the back of his house or like in his studio where he was zooming me from were like thousands of figurines and sculptures and creatures. And I was like, this guy is in no offense, like an absolute geek, but like in the best way. And has this like attention to details that I knew that his work on set would be so specific and minute so that I felt like I was in very good hands from the get-go. And we just had so much fun with it. I think we found a great way of navigating the horror and the gore, but whilst keeping such lightness on set. I think that partially came because of how close Daphne and Allie were. Like the three of us together. I mean, the five of us together, but there was really this like sort of little girl gang that got formed. And it just made the experience so much more enjoyable.
Oh, that's so sweet. What kind of person do you think that you would be if you were to come in contact with this whistle? Do you think you'd be like the first one to blow it, and or would you just not want to have anything to do with it?
Yeah, I would be no. I'm the one that watches a horror movie and I'm like, this dumb bitch is about to go down the stairs or open that door that you should obviously not open. And I'm like, obviously there would be no movie if she didn't do it. Um, but yeah, no, I don't wanna mess with that. I'm already scared of getting kidnapped. I'm already scared of someone breaking in. I walk around with pepper spray everywhere I go. I lock all of my doors at all times. Whenever I go in my car and it's nighttime, I feel like someone's just gonna pop out from the back. Like I don't need to try to bring it in or like fuck with it. So I would not blow the whistle. Definitely
Yeah.
not. I would destroy it. I wouldn't even on set, I was like, can we not have this in our eyes. Like, can we just not, can we, if we don't need it, can we lock it up somewhere?
That's very fair. I agree with that. I feel like life is scary enough. You don't need to like bring in other worldly
Mhm.
things or whatever. Yeah, that's so wild. Do you watch your own stuff if you're in any projects or like Yellowjackets or Heated Rivalry? Do you sit down and watch it?
I do mainly, I mean, I'll watch it once. I'm not
Mhm.
someone that will like dwell on it. It makes me extremely uncomfortable, I think. Any actor will say this. It's like, it's very hard to sit down through your performance. But I think I watch it in a way that because I want to learn from my mistakes mostly. It's very interesting to me to have felt the scene and to remember what I thought it was giving, and then I watch it back and I'm like, oh, it's not at all what I thought that I was giving, or like a way that I would hold myself. And then when I see actually the shot, I'm like, oh, see, had I known that this is what it was going to look like, maybe I would have, I don't know, made myself bigger. Just so many details. I think there's a lot to learn from watching yourself back. So that's mainly why I'll tend to watch myself, and because often I have to like go to the premiere and stuff. And I do think it's fun, especially for like horror, to see kind of the engagement with the audience, how they react to it. It feels like the closest I can get to do theater, which is having that like live feedback. So I like to go watch it just for that sometimes.
That's gotta be fun. I feel like I would sneak into theaters just to like, so no one even would know that I was there and just get the reactions based off that.
No, but then when people like when you walk out and then they see you, then that's really weird because then you feel very conceited because people are like, "Oh my God, you want to watch our own movie?" So
No, I
watch
would
it
think that was
from
cool.
front of the couch.
Yeah, that's fair. What are some things about the character that when you were first introduced to her that you're like, oh, I really want to like portray her in this way?
I mean, I loved how genuine she felt, and she had such a big heart, which has been kind of a 180 compared to all the other characters I've played, and specifically Shauna, who's created a solid group of haters out there, which fair enough. And I love playing a villain. I think it's been very fun. I've loved every step of the way, even the ones that are like, we can't condone her, what she's doing anymore. And I'm like, fair enough. There's something so open-hearted about Ellie. And I love that she really saw the best in people and had that sense of selflessness that's really rare and that I think we all lack of as a community. I think we're in a time and place where we are all way too self-absorbed and self-obsessed and focused on our own little lives, and we forget to take a moment to look up and look around and try to help the other person. And I think that's what I loved about Ellie. She comes without any prejudice or preconceived idea of someone. She takes them as they are. And I think there's something really beautiful about that that I learned a lot from.
I like your point about people being like too self-absorbed and maybe too into themselves a little bit. And I know you've talked a little bit about deleting social media off your phone. Have you found that's been helpful with you when it comes to mental health and all of those things?
Oh, yeah, I love, I mean, I go on and off it. I re-download it when I have like press stuff and I need to be posting a lot more. But yeah, it's weird. You feel like you need to be on it when you're on it because you feel like your world will just kind of shatter if you don't know what everyone else is up to. And then you realize that like you don't miss not knowing that you don't miss knowing what other people are up to. Like you feel like
Mm.
you need to know, but you really don't. And you forget that because you're not being fed that information all the time, that you forget that like there's so much that we consume that is so irrelevant that the things that truly matter, like you will have access to them without social media. Like I'll just go and text my friend if I want to know what she's doing. And so yeah, it's been really helpful. And just in general, like the idea of even like I've deleted Instagram mostly because it was a way of like comparing myself to other people, but I've even tried to just delete TikTok, not that for different reasons, just to like stop doom scrolling,
Mm.
just because I think it's just very fascinating and scary how addicted our brains are to just being fed constant information and having that rush of dopamine. And I feel it. Like I'm not immune to it. Like whenever I'm bored, if you're waiting in line for a coffee or wherever you go, you're just like at a red light. It got to a point where like I would be at a red light and like I would anticipate the red light and I would find my body immediately reaching for my phone. And I was like, you cannot not be just like 15, like a minute. It's like too long to just wait in silence and stare at the void. So I found it very beneficial. And yes, it has given me the opportunity to sometimes when I'm in line, I just start people watching and focus on other things, or your mind wanders off to maybe helping someone or just being like, oh my God, this person just popped into my brain. Let me text her and see how she's doing, or like FaceTime my grandparents, which I'm like, why can I spend 30 minutes on TikTok watching other girls doing what I eat in a day, but I can't take 30 minutes to FaceTime my grandparents? Like it's messed up. So it's been helpful in that regard.
Nice. You're motivating me to try to scroll less, because that's definitely an issue on my end as well. That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat. I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
Congrats on
Thank you.
everything. Yeah, and
Thank you so much
we'll
for
see what you
having
do
me.
next. Of course. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.